Professional negligence as newborn suffers leg fracture. Bandits kill 12 police officers in Zamfara State. On the foreign scene, tight security as online corruption trial of former South African president begins. I am Ifiemi Andrew. A father of one, Josiah Daniels, accused the University of Port Harcourt's Teaching Hospital UPTH of gross inexperience and professional negligence shown by one of their doctors during the birth of his son. Mr. Daniel, in an interview with our correspondent, explained that his wife was admitted in UPTH on June 17 following an emergency and was taken to the theater to deliver the baby through a cesarean operation. He said the doctors who performed the operation left the baby with a fractured leg. He said initially, the doctor advised him to be patient, that they would look into the condition of the baby and optimally address the problem, but failed to do so. He said since his son was delivered, his legs have been hanging on a cast.
They said that my baby did not cry, that they are going to treat him. Then, as I was checking, I saw a plaster on his leg. They just said it's just a minor thing. The next day, they called me that the orthopedic doctor wants to see me. So he said I should give him money for him to construct something for him to put on my baby's leg. That the thing will last for 3 days. After 3 days, the baby's leg will come back to normalcy. He said 3 days, but that 3 days, I'm telling you, from 18th to today, they've not removed that baby's leg. It's still like that. From Sunday till today, I've given him 3 pounds of blood.
Mr. Daniel is alleging foul play following the cover-up by doctors in the hospital.
All the doctors here, they're hiding everything. I met the doctor yesterday. I need to know the doctor. They are telling me this, telling me that the doctor tried to help me, that it's an emergency case, that at least my baby is alive, my wife is alive. I'm supposed to be grateful to God. That's what they are telling me.
Mother to the baby, Ifiemi Josiah, is also calling for justice over what happened to her baby. She said she's afraid that her baby would be deformed for life.
Since I even gave birth to the baby, I've not even breastfed the baby. I cannot even carry the baby. I will try breast milk inside cup. Even because of the fracture of the leg, because of the way they handle it, they are feeding the baby through pipe. Different doctors now, they know what happened. They know that it's the thing that happened is very severe. So like 1 or 2 doctors will come. Say, how is your health? How is your baby? I say, my baby is still in Skibu. Don't worry, yeah, your baby will be fine. We have been doing different tests, different x-rays. Virtually almost every day we spend money. Where is the money coming from?
In the meantime, the law firm handling the matter, Eze and Associates, is asking the UPTH management to bear the hospital bills of the baby as damages to the alleged negligence of the hospital. The firm, in a letter dated July 12 and addressed to the Chief Medical Director of UPTH, Henry Boma, said they will take legal actions against the hospital if they do not comply with their demands. Responding, Chairman Medical Advisory Committee of UPTH, Lucky Onotai, denied the allegation, saying trauma to the baby's leg may have been sustained after the baby was breached in the mother's womb.
A breech presentation means that the buttocks was down, the legs were all down, and impacted. Emergency cesarean section was done with speed because there was no fetal heart sound. Probably the child must have sustained some form of injury, which can even be dead because of the impaction, maybe swollen or something. We don't know how long the woman has been unconscious before coming and how long that baby has been traumatized. But the team delivered this baby. Baby did not cry. Child was revived. Mother was brought back to life.
Professor Onotai also said UPTH has the most qualified personnel under its employment and they did everything to save the mother and baby's life.
The team that operated on that woman is headed by a professor and well-trained personnel. In fact, we should be doing Thanksgiving. I've already asked the teams to write their report. Then maybe we'll see in court. But it is a very sad note that a hospital that attended to an unconscious patient, somebody is an eclamptic, mother and baby are alive, they don't have money, are now saying that there is negligence instead of thanking the hospital. I don't think society should encourage that.
Moving on, the Rivers State Response Team on Violence Against Women and Children has given the university a 7-day ultimatum. I beg your pardon. I've given the Rivers State University a 7-day ultimatum to hand over Dr. Egbuchu to the police I'll have civil society activists and sympathizers mobilized to block the school main gate until needful is done. Coordinator of the civil society-led team, Tombari Dumka Kote, stated this after an extraordinary meeting of response team in Port Harcourt following the university's refusal to hand over Dr. Egbuchu to the police for prosecution on issues of gender-based violence. Mr. Dumka Kote regretted the role played by the university in helping Dr. Egbuchu resist arrest by the police, even while the institution have been severally informed that the lecturer have jumped bail in a case of gender-based violence reported against him by his wife. Responding, the spokesman of the State University, Dr. Harcourt White, said the university does not and cannot tolerate any form of violence. In a statement, he advised that the civil society groups allow the police do their job. He also says the police is not shielding Dr. Egbuchu as he has been arrested before. He said the civil society attempting to rope the university into what clearly is a family problem between a husband and wife is not only mischievous but uncalled for. Still ahead, bandits kill police officers in Zamfara State. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
13 police officers have been killed after bandits ambushed mobile operatives who have responded to distress calls in communities in Zamfara State. Spokesman of the State Police Command, SP Mohammed Shehu, confirmed the attack, which took place on Sunday. SP Shehu said the bandits, on their part, also suffered heavy casualties as the manhunt has been launched. A former ASU chairman, Uniport chapter Austin Sado, says the state government and federal government needs to intensify its vaccination exercise to prevent a third wave of COVID-19 in the state. In an interview with our correspondent, he called on the university community and Nigerians to continue to observe all COVID protocols to avoid an outbreak of the disease in school campuses, like the case of Lagos State University.
My university calling for increase in a level of consciousness, at least activating all the protocols, observing social distancing, wearing masks while you're on campus, and avoiding a crowded environment. The consciousness of the people has to be increased. Government has to go back. The NCDC must also ensure that they collaborate with universities to ensure that the consciousness among both staff and students is high. And what we hear in University of Lagos, the action they have taken about shutting down classrooms and making it online, if it comes to that, then that's what we get. But I think that a lot is left undone by the authority in terms of awareness.
Earlier, Rivers State, Lagos, FCT, Oyo, Kaduna, Kano and Plateau states were placed on red alert following third wave of COVID-19 pandemic and confirmation of the Delta variant of the coronavirus. Meanwhile, ahead of the Eid al-Kabir celebration, the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs has appealed to all Muslim faithfuls not to borrow amid the current economic situation as they celebrate the Eid. Spokesperson of the council, Ibrahim Ansalim, told correspondent Martha Okere that Muslims should plan and work within their budget.
You don't need to borrow to celebrate this Eid. Have an honest and transparent discussion with your family about the situation in the country. If you cannot buy a cow, you can go for a ram. If you cannot get a ram, you can go for a goat. If you cannot get a goat, you can go for a chicken. There will be many more celebrations in the years to come, because in celebrating the Eid, it is important that your mental health is taken into consideration. We don't want a situation where after the celebration, you have so many deaths on your head.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Alkali Baba, has assured that the force will sustain efforts in fighting crime and improving public safety. Recall that the federal government has declared Tuesday and Wednesday as public holidays to mark the Eid. Now in business, over 2.2 million farmers are to receive about 12.3 billion naira as agricultural subsidy from the federal government in coming weeks. In a statement, the presidency confirmed that President Muhammadu Buhari had already approved 6.15 billion naira agricultural subsidy for the first batch of 1.2 million farmers. The senior special assistant to the President on Agriculture, Andrew Kwasari, said that the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System had validated the first batch of beneficiaries. In entertainment, Rivers-born actress Tonto Dike has officially confirmed she's in a relationship with Prince Wokwogri. An Instagram post over the weekend showed the couple during an event at her son's school. Tonto also tagged Prince Wokwogri in a post where she was counting her blessings and referred to him as a husband. In sports, 2 South Africa footballers have become the first competitors to test positive for COVID-19 in the athletes' village in Tokyo 5 days before the start of the Olympic Games. South Africa's Football Association confirmed the 2 positive cases. The South Africa football team's video analyst Mario Masha also tested positive on Saturday, and the team is in quarantine pending more tests.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
The corruption trial of South African ex-president Jacob Zuma resumed today, held online in a bid to forestall another wave of deadly unrest that swept the nation after he was jailed in an unrelated case. Although the proceedings are taking place virtually, security is tight around the High Court in southeastern city of Pietermaritzburg, the capital of Zuma's home region of KwaZulu-Natal, where Zuma's loyalists have previously gathered in rowdy shows of support. Armed police and soldiers deployed to cause recent riots secured the area around the court. On the news this afternoon, you heard that the UPTH has been accused of professional negligence as a newborn suffered a leg fracture. Bandits have killed 13 police officers in Zamfara State. On the foreign scene, you heard that there is tight security as the online corruption trial of former South African President Jacob Zuma begins. The news was edited by Choma Zewafo. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this afternoon.